presente il monte? Sì, yeah. No, questo non è. See why they're large? So I'm going to show you a small work created by our students aged between 16 and 17. And it's about the Monte Castle. Castle is located in Apulia region, in the south of Italy. And it was built by Frederick II, the Roman Emperor. He was born in Jesi, a small town near Ancona, my town, our town. And he was very interested. He loved arts and literature, so he became the patron of scientists and mathematicians like Leonardo Fibonacci, who dedicated his work, Practica Geometria, to him. And in this work, he speaks about castles in southern Italy. And so he gave money to these scientists, and they produced masterpieces like this one I'm going to show you. Del Monte Castle. It is the symbol of perfect rationality, and you can find this form. It is represented on the back face of the telling 1 cent coin. It has an octagonal form. It has 8 sides, and there is a strong presence of maximum of the golden ratio, you know, of the sezione aurea, as we say. And also when you enter in the tympanum of the frontal gate, and in the trapezoidal rooms, whose shorter base represents the golden section of the longer one. I will say, you will see later. Here you can see the construction of the octagon, an external one and an internal one. If you intersect golden rectangles, you will obtain 2 octagons. And the 2 octagons represent the walls of the castle. It is immediate to note that the 2 sides of the octagon are related. If we draw straight lines, we can obtain 2 similar triangles. You can see this one and the bigger one. And this blue part, this blue section, is the form of the rooms. And as you can see, the shorter base is in proportion with the longer one, no? In the sezione aurea, appunto. And it was necessary to build this castle with 8 sides because of the angle of 135 degrees, which lies between the pairs of the triangles here, as you can see. And it's very nice to visit this place because it's magic. It creates magic atmosphere, especially in the evening, during sunset, you know. I don't know if I can explain well. That's all. But our students produced other works. Like this one, Ideal City. Ideal City is, I don't know, a term which suggests that an harmonic town, and it was studied by many scientists and artists like Leonardo da Vinci, because while Leonardo was living in Milan, he observed that the plague caused many deaths, and this was due to the state of the cities. They were dirty and germs spread rapidly through the dense population. So he thought of the ideal city where the streets were wide, with greater communications and services and sanitation to prevent these diseases. And his ideal city is characterized by the perfect integration of a network of canals which are used for commercial purposes and as well as sewage system. This is an example of these canals. And he planned also hydraulic machines which distributed water in all the houses through a mechanical lifting system. Yeah. And his city was based on two levels. The top one for the foot traffic and the bottom for animals, for cars. But the city was never realized because it was necessary to rebuild an entire city, and it was impossible to think this. But we can find many examples in some Italian cities in the north of Italy, especially. And it was this concept was studied by many architects like Filarete, who imagined an imaginary city of Sforzinda, the plan of the city you can see in the slide. And another example is in La Città Ideale, painting wood. You can find in the Galleria Nazionale delle Marche di Urbino, our region, town in our region, in the north of our region. And the work is an example, an iconic image of the Italian Renaissance, and was painted at the court of the Duke of Urbino, Federico da Montefeltro, and has been attributed to many artists, like Luciano Laurana, who was an architecture, a slave architecture. He came from Dalmatia, and this is the paint. It is very famous. That's the work. And here we can see. This is an example of. This is Palma Nova. You can see its form. It's like a star with 9 points. It's one of the most famous fortified cities around the world, and it's in the north of Italy, in Friuli. È finito? L'altra, ovviamente invece c'è in the north, yes, Friuli. Friuli, yes. Ovviamente is near Mantua. Another yes, private town. And here are some images of the town, yeah.
Yes, we have some more things, but I think we have not much time. Okay.
As I told you the last time we were in Cyprus, we plan to develop an Architeaching TV where our students would present their work, the work they did during the activities. The activities we planned to implement and develop the project in our school. We are still working with our 9th grade class, and I'm going to show you a video they did where they present what they did, what they are going to do in the different areas we try to work in this project. Alex.
You disconnected yourself from here. I think you should connect.
Okay.
This. because then after your colleague connected. That's why you're good.
I'm Philip, and these are my classmates. I'm Gossan, and I'm David. We are here to talk about the work which will be developed by our classes. So, our TV news project, Architeaching TV, is about to start. Teachers Miguel and Isabel are helping us in this new adventure. Good. Hello, I'm Nelson Marx, and
I am Ana Fernandes. We are going to an art class with teacher Miguel Pinheiro.
we are going to learn some drawing. Let's start working.
We hope you like it. Bye!
As you can see, students are having lessons, in this case drawing lessons.
Levo como quem chama por mim, hundido na bruma de voeiro sem fim. Uma ideia brilhante se diz.
Hola, buenas tardes. Yo soy Bruna. Somos alumnos del nono C del colegio EB23 de Villalonga, de Portugal. Y vamos a hablar sobre un portafolio que estamos haciendo en EB, que contiene todos los trabajos realizados por la clase del año pasado sobre la arquitectura.
En español.
Muy bien, muy bien.
Vieste para aprender. Põe dedo no ar. Se foi só para me ver. Mas me
Hello, we are Valma and
Ocean.
and we used to talk about the project that we were making in history classes with the teacher Pedro Silva.
So, we will start the study about the classic, Gothic, and modern architecture.
asas devem para voar, planar, a sonhar, visitar, a espreitar mil casas do ar. Asas são para combater.
Hello, I'm André. Fábio.
Rafael.
Teachers Miguel and Paula are developing an interactive game for primary school students. It will help them to improve their knowledge in the English language in an easy and fun way.
Podemos partir, dá para brincar, os pijamas vão despedir, os dentes vão lavar, os pijamas vão despedir, os dentes vão lavar.
could see all the classes involved in developing every aspect of the project. This is Architeaching. As you saw, Pedro was giving a lesson on an important aspect from our Portuguese architect, Alexandru Mîţă. And the work students had to do next was to prepare in groups the most important buildings, or the ones they wanted to, and talk about a little bit of each monument or each building Alexandru Mîţă did in Portugal, only in Portugal, right? Yes, because this architect has buildings everywhere in the world, in many countries in the world. So, Rafael and Alexandra are now going to present us the work their class did about Alexandru Mîţă. Okay?
The Portugal folder.
Send it just open the door. Very hot. Just open the door. It's very hot inside.
¿Dónde me he quedado?
Aquí.
Hi, we come from Portugal. I am Radziejow.
And I am Radziejow, and we are going to show you a presentation about Radziejow. Radziejow, born in Matosinhos, in the north of Portugal, near to Porto. His buildings can be found from America to Asia.
Tea house. It is situated in Lessa da Palmeira, near Porto, in the north of Portugal. It is a well-known tea house and restaurant located in the building that was an early work. Built on the rocks just 2 meters away from sea water, with the sea in the background, is one of the most sought after by lovers of architecture and others.
University of Porto. It is an architecture faculty located in Porto, Portugal, and one of the 14 constituent faculties of the University of Porto. Although the architecture course has its roots in the School of Fine Arts of the University of Porto, it has been independent for over 20 years.
Portuguese Pavilion. It was built for Expo 98. The building entry area is a large square covered by an impressive flat concrete, which is based on the idea of a sheet of paper launched in 2 bricks, opening the space to accommodate various city events that a space that welcomes crowd.
Vienna Castle Library. Since its founding in 1888, the library met 6 mansions and is now facing the river Lima and that, for many, is a mix of work, of artwork,
So we are in the very beginning, but in the next meeting we are going to show you the works they did and we did in this Architeaching TV news.
Okay, it's next now.
First, 2 documentary movie made by Cyprus and in Portugal, only for a few minutes. First in Cyprus. I try to say some words about the architecture of the most important therein from each country. They didn't try.
The city has about sunshine all year round. Vastly over the largest city being square, brimming with sharp character and exciting opportunities. There are many things to see and to do in Nicosia with a variety of museums, performance, museums, cinemas, restaurants, bars, and nightclubs, stores, and special outlets.
Podul Vasco de Gama din Lisabona este un mână tehnice moderne și un obiectiv turistic al orașului. Vasco de Gama este cel mai nou pod din Lisabona și permite fluidizarea traficului între nordul și sudul capitalei portugheze. Acest pian era asociat lui Vasco de Gama în India. Podul este un extrem de
portughez. Alte figuri importante ale istoriei și culturii portugheze sunt pe care descriu povestea biblică a lui Iosif. Interiorul este
Numele Lisabona, construită în anul 1515 ca o fortăreață cu rol de apărare la intrarea în portul, a lucrat la ridicarea unor fortificații portugheze în Arok. De arare portugheze la calitatea aeroport de la pescăreți vreau să ține bani optimate între vesti.
Să fac de către povești. Nu se poate ca preajma după ce secolul al XII-lea
information about the architecture from Portugal and Cyprus. Then this year our school is implementing an optional curricula. Alex, e bine așa? Yes, named Architeaching for 6th grade and 7th grade. So we prepare, of course, a curricula. We didn't have one. And then we are working at a manual. Over here it will be for this new curricula. This is the new manual that we plan to do. Of course, it will be
handbook.
It will be in English and in French. Alex and Miki will work too to translate. This is the first module. And it will be translated in English and in French. Information about the architecture in general, the monastery, because we are in a famous area of monastery, and the architecture of the country involved in this project, and the dictionary. We will work with 6th grade and 7th grade. Of course, I will show you how we are passing through these hours with students. I will show you first a film that will show you how we pass the lessons. First, they have to do some research about the monastery, for example, like you will see here. Then they have to do PowerPoint. They work in groups. every group have a different monastery to work at. Somewhere here has to be the painters, I don't know where. And finally, after 3 hours of doing all the work, they have to present to all the students every monastery's their studies. So you will see a presentation made by Nicoleta, but not here. Here is the work that the students has done for different monastery. This one is in Romanian language, made up by Nico group. They presented first in Romanian. Some information about the architecture of Neamț Monastery here. Then I will let her to present in English.
Hello, I'm Nicoleta Baran. I'm from Romania. We will present you Neamț Monastery. Neamț Monastery is a Romanian Orthodox religious settlement, one of the oldest and most important of its kind in Romania. Sumptuous with delicate color effect, the monasteries show the maturity of the Moldavian architectonic style which matured during the contemporary period. The art treasures kept at Neamț Monastery are proof of the intense artistic and cultural activity which took place here throughout the centuries. The learned tradition of the Neamț Monastery disappeared in the 17th and 18th centuries to be reborn in the beginning of next century when Metropolitan Vladimir Kostaki established a printing house here.
Okay. So that's it.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, if there are no more presentations for this first part,